Creating content on your website in order to get Google traffic is no longer a good idea. In fact, now it's a waste of your time and effort. Google recently announced that it's going to use AI to start answering search questions on the Google search results pages. It's calling this doing the Googling for you. But what this means in practice is that even if your content shows up as the ideal answer to a question, the searcher is unlikely to click through to your website. Instead, Google's AI will come to your website, read it, learn it, and then use your content to answer its questions. This makes most marketing advice out there, even some that I've shared in the past, increasingly irrelevant. The internet is changing. So what do we do now? In recent years, there's been a tendency in marketing to follow a tried and tested workflow. Broadly speaking, you identify your audience's questions and then you create content that provides the answers. This content is used to attract people to your website, where you then have a sign-up form for an ebook, a course, a program upsell, or maybe just your email list. In other words, the more traffic your website gets, the more people will convert, and therefore the more business you'll get. I have written about this workflow, and it forms the backbone of the theory in my book. But these changes to how search engines work will mean much less traffic for everyone. The new AI tools you've almost certainly read about in the news absorb huge amounts of information. More information than humans could possibly imagine. For example, ChatGPT version 3 is rumoured to have cost about $100 million to train the AI using the dataset that it had. The new version is rumoured to be costing around $1 billion, and this includes most, if not all, of the open internet. So you can see by that increase the sheer scale of data that this model now includes. Is absorbing all this information even legal? Well, that is being battled out in the US courts currently, but in the meantime, it's happening. One thing is for sure, that your website, with all of its content, is already inside an AI model and it's being used to provide online answers, and there's nothing you can do about it. So if potential clients are getting their answers direct from the search engine, the marketing advantage of being on that first page of search engine results diminishes a lot. To be clear, I'm not saying that you shouldn't create content or that your content has no value. It can still be used to bring potential clients to your website. However, what we need to reconsider is what we're making the content for. We also need to think about how we measure whether that content is effective or not. A lot fewer people are going to find your content and your website without you pointing them towards it. What I'm saying here is it's time to stop relying on search engines for results. In my book, I talk a lot about finding your audience and sharing your ideas with them where they hang out. In other words, don't wait for them to come to you by relying on search traffic to make your marketing work. Instead, you should go to them. However, many people still rely on a handful of pages on their website appearing near the top of search results and bringing them new people in the form of traffic. Now is the time to diversify how you distribute and share your marketing content. If you currently just write a blog, then you need to start thinking about how else people will discover it as click-throughs from search traffic decline. The key is to get your ideas in front of people in a variety of different ways. I recommend starting with a podcast or a YouTube channel to bring people to your website. Now you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, Simon, I've written a long and detailed answer to the question. Google can't show the whole answer, can it? I've heard this a lot recently. People insist that their content is still going to be shown or be safe because it's detailed, in depth, and can't be summarized in a page of search results. Now, to a certain extent, that is true. People who want to know more are still going to click through and read your content in full. However, if you haven't already, try asking ChatGPT to summarize one of your blog posts in 200 words. I think you'll be surprised at how alarmingly good it is at it, and to be honest, a short summary is what most people are looking for. So to be clear, content can still be good marketing. Making content is still a hugely worthwhile exercise. After all, you've just listened to a whole podcast, not a summary. So if you will, that means others will too. We need to move away from relying on search engines to share our content. We need to build an audience and point those who are interested to our website to learn more. This means showing up where your audience hangs out. The days of one blog post with a good search profile bringing you thousands of new readers or viewers are disappearing. Now it's up to you to show up and share widely. It's never been so important to start building your own audience, engaging and guiding them directly and not leaving it all to Google. You've been listening to the Reframing Marketing Podcast with me, Simon Batchelor. If this episode has got you thinking, press follow so the next episode will automatically appear in your podcast app as soon as it's released. In my book, Reframing Marketing, I dive deeper into the podcast topics and offer a fresh perspective on marketing. It's a 3-step guide to practical and ethical marketing for coaches, consultants, and anyone who is marketing themselves and their work. You can order your signed copy directly from me at reframingmarketing.com. Until next time, happy marketing.